What if your town hall had giant pine cones made of shovels? That's exactly what's happening in Freeport, Maine, where a local artist turned 82 recycled shovels into two massive pine cones that now sit outside the town hall. But here's what really fascinates me. This isn't just about creating a weird sculpture, it's a deliberate statement about sustainability, community identity, and how we interact with nature. Let me break this down. You know how sometimes you see a public art piece and think, okay, that's interesting. Well, these pine cones. They're doing something different. They're forcing people to confront the materials we discard. Shovels aren't exactly the first thing you'd associate with a pine cone, but that's the point. Patrick Plourde, the artist behind this, grew up in a rural area surrounded by farms and woods. He's not just making art, he's translating his childhood into a visual language that's both nostalgic and critical. And honestly, I think that's why people are reacting so strongly to it. It's not just a sculpture, it's a conversation starter about where we source our materials and how we reuse them. Now let's talk about the symbolism. Maine's state flower isn't a rose or a daisy, it's a white pine cone with a tassel. That's wild, right? Most states go for something flowery, but Maine chose something that's literally a part of the forest floor. What does that say about their relationship with nature? To me, it feels like a quiet rebellion against the idea that beauty has to be delicate or seasonal. These pine cones, made from industrial tools, are a metaphor for that defiance. They're saying, look, even the stuff we throw away can be part of something beautiful. But here's the kicker, this isn't an isolated project. Freeport has been pushing public art for years, and this is just the latest chapter. The Town Council's 2022 vision plan aimed to transform the downtown into a community hub, not just a retail strip. And guess what? It's working. The previous installation, those pink gum-like structures, sparked debates, some loved them, others hated them. But they got people talking, which is exactly what public art should do. This Pinecone project feels like the next evolution. It's not just about aesthetics, it's about creating spaces where people can gather, reflect, and maybe even rethink their relationship with the environment. One thing I find fascinating is how these sculptures change with the weather. Plourde says they're beautiful when lit and snowed upon. Imagine walking past them on a winter night, their metallic surfaces glistening under snowflakes. It's a reminder that art doesn't have to be static, it can evolve, adapt, and even thrive in harsh conditions. That's a powerful message, especially in a time when climate change is reshaping our world. If we can find beauty in the unexpected, maybe we can also find solutions in the unconventional. So what does this mean for the future? I'm curious to see how other towns will approach public art. Will they follow Freeport's lead and use recycled materials to tell their own stories? Or will they stick to traditional mediums? Either way, this project shows that art isn't just about museums and galleries, it's about the everyday spaces we inhabit. And if you take a step back and think about it, that's the real takeaway, creativity isn't confined to any one place. It's everywhere, waiting to be discovered, especially when we're willing to look at the world through a different lens.